I've been California dream.
Hello,
What we used to be makes no difference. The both of us.
I didn't want to stop you.
Hello from the other side.
Adele?
I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart. It don't matter, you to tear you apart anymore.
Are we on?
Yeah, I think he's saying enough.
Oh, okay. Oh, he said enough. Okay. I mean,
Well, he didn't want us to get a copyright violation because that was so damn close to the real thing.
oh, we are on.
You know
right
what they
now.
say, though? Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby.
That's what they say. Welcome to the Blizzard. We've had a 3-week hiatus because there's
Warm weather.
there's been stuff going on. Okay, Brian's already on fire today. Now, God, do you think that song "Hello" is that what you were singing?
Yes.
Do you think "Hello" from Adele is better than "Rolling"? Was it "Rolling in the Deep"? You could have had it all.
I think Rolling in the Deep is more of a commercial, but oh man, this Bree Stern girl's still on my screen, and that is distracting.
Don't you find women that are so plasticky? I mean, a huge turnoff. Like I don't. I'm being serious when I say this. I'm not turned on by anything that we saw from her.
Oh, really? I don't know. I guess the symbolism of the sexuality is what's showing off there. I mean, there's nothing plasticky about that waist and that flat belly.
Right, okay, but the face...
Those luscious thighs.
But the face and the hoots,
the face, I prefer her when she looks a little more natural.
Okay.
Yeah. The hoots, I'm fine with. Go big, whatever. Like, I love boobies no matter the shape or size.
By the way, Dave Rock had a Blizzard shirt idea. I'm here for the mother-in-law stories. I mean, I think it's time to talk merch. Bubba's talked about ordering Loner and Stoner shirts because, the great Caviar Tacos had a kind of a great Beavis and Butthead take on their stuff. And then we could do this and the pigmentation shirts. People still want those, but Bubba said he's not buying anymore.
But what would our Blizzard shirt be? Us as like South Park characters?
Well, we've had a logo in the works for quite a while. So, I mean, we could either use that logo as it, or either way, it doesn't really matter to me, but we don't get any kickbacks on it. But if you guys want the shirts, I'm sure they would do well. Like Bubba said, this is one of the stronger podcasts that we have on the network. Enough talking about Adele. We're going to get right to it. As you said, I write down all my stories on little Post-it notes, but I actually have them in the drafts of my email right here. So I wanted to get to your mother-in-law stuff because I do want to ask you about the break that you were in last night. I want to talk to you about my dad having triple bypass, and I'm going to get him cards, so I'll tell you about that. Also, I want to talk a little opening day and why baseball just doesn't feel romantic anymore when it comes to that. I want to talk about your niece meeting Paige Beckers, NCAA superstar for the UConn, the Lady Huskies. And
they just go by Huskies. They're Husky girls.
Well, they got to be Lady Huskies, right?
No.
I think they don't. They're not.
There's no Lady Husky.
It's
a husky. It's a dog. There's male and female huskies.
Okay, so is it pronouns? When you just say the Connecticut Huskies or the UConn Huskies, people think men.
Not with that team. They usually say men's or women's with them. Every other team, they assume the men's team.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I'm not looking for conflict.
It looks like you're looking to pronoun me up here, and we're normally on the same side of that. I mean,
thank you, Weez76 with $20. If you're watching us live.
Hey, what did Weez shout out Weez? What did Weez send you?
Shout out to Weez as well. Yes, I very big thank you. So as I've shared on a very heartfelt episode of the Blizzard in the past, that I used to manage a UFC fighter named Hector Lightning Lombard. And Weez came through and sent me an ultra rare 2013 Topps UFC knockout autograph of Hector Lombard, numbered to 180, I believe.
Looks like it's on card, too.
It's an on-card auto, yeah.
Back when they did on card. So that was very cool. So that's like something that, this is Weez, I'm not comparing you to a woman at all, but that is something that a thoughtful woman would do, is to hear Brian tell the story about he was a huge UFC manager. He was about to make it to the top, and I think we maybe mentioned once or twice who the fighter was, and then Weez comes through with the auto for you.
Yeah, very nice gesture, Weez. Very thoughtful of you. I appreciate it tremendously. seriously, and this is a PC item that's not coming out of my personal collection.
Good, it shouldn't. And
well, it has zero value, but Hector Lombard. Nobody's looking for Hector Lombard.
It's for you though. I mean, you give it to your.
I am looking for it. I'll take all your Hector Lombard cards.
At some point, you're going to want your daughter to think that you're cool, and when you bust out Hector Lombard,
and be like, I managed this.
I used to rub this guy down in the corner, and
hey,
and he spit in my mouth, or however the spit.
I did it in the center of the ring, baby. I don't need to hide in the corner in shame.
You were the spit bucket.
I was the spit.
I'm
bucket.
sorry. I don't. All right.
Wow.
So thanks to Weeze. Okay.
Thank you, Weeze.
And Weeze said Weeze is one of my big Substack guys. He sends me a lot of stuff too, so I appreciate that. What's going on with your mother-in-law? We haven't heard anything in 3 weeks. And the last couple of times we've talked about her, there hasn't been you've had some feelings and emotions you've gotten off your chest, but no real solid stories. You were excited to tell this one.
Yeah.
So let me hear. By the way, thank you to Macho or maybe Gary. I don't know who's controlling this. Instead of like little fire embers or whatever was in the background before flames, we have an actual blizzard in the background of the YouTube show right now.
That's awesome.
It does look good. So thank you guys for doing that. See attention to detail. That's going to take us to the top. What's going on with your mother-in-law, and where do we need to put her body?
So I guess non-members are able to get in? No, this is members only.
Yeah, this
right?
is member. Yeah, it's members only.
Well, there's people that don't have the blue star by their name.
Okay, well, maybe we didn't.
We're open to everybody today.
Well,
good. The Blizzard is a show for the people, of the people, and by the people.
Yes.
Therefore, if you're not a member and you're getting to see this, great. But you owe us $5.99.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you guys. If you want to put the $5.99 in, that's great. But,
no, you owe us.
Okay. What happened with the mom? I can't control these things.
I get home from work. And actually, it was a little bit later. So it was a little bit later one day. This is probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And my wife goes, and she puts her phone down and just goes to me, I can't right now. I can't. Because she's been stressed out with work. She's got a lot going on. So I'm like, what's up? She's like, my mother. And I go, what? What? And she holds up her phone and proceeds to show me a picture of her mom holding up her driver's license in one hand and her Social Security card in the other, smiling a big shit-eating grin on her face. And my wife was not sent this picture by her mom or somebody else. She saw the picture on Instagram and Facebook. My mother-in-law was told that she had won a class action lawsuit against Capital One. And they needed to verify her identity. And in order to verify her identity, she had to hold up a photograph of herself holding her driver's license and her Social Security card, to which this beautiful mind of a woman obliged. And so
how did they tell her that she won?
I think it was through like Facebook Messenger or some email scam. I really don't know, because when my wife called her, my wife did not want to talk to her about it. So the whole family is like on a text chain without Jerry in it, like Steph's sister, her nephew, or her cousins, and they're
Would this be all your money that they would be taking?
I mean,
in the scam.
I mean, if they take money and she can't afford to pay rent, they're essentially stealing from me, Nigerian prince.
Okay, so you had to step in, and so what happened? You guys are all on this group text trying to figure out what to do.
So our nieces, who are a little more social media savvy and internet savvy, Steph and I wanted nothing to do with it. They reached out to her. They were able to report it as fraud on Instagram and Facebook and get it taken down. But it had been up. I mean, the people that needed to see it saw it. Right?
Was it a direct message? She sent the picture, or she posted it on her page?
So she won't come clean with us. She won't tell us the truth. We've pieced together information from speaking to other family members with which she forgets or doesn't realize that we all we have the abilities to talk to each other. That's how I know the Capital One story, that she thought she had needed to verify her identity to get a big settlement against Capital One. For what, I don't know.
Did she say how big the settlement was?
She never told the Capital One story to us. She told us that she meant to post a picture and she posted the wrong one. But I'm like, why do you have a photo of you in your phone? We didn't even, my wife didn't even follow up. She's like, I don't want to know. I don't need to know. We'll deal with it when her identity gets stolen and help her with that at that point, because it's too late now. the jelly's out of that donut.
Why would somebody want to steal her identity at this point? I mean, she's living off you.
Because they don't know that.
Okay, well, why would they just take guesses on?
They're looking for any marks they can get.
Okay,
it's a tried and true business model.
So, I mean, there's a chance that she could have posted. I mean, if she doesn't know what she's posting on Facebook, there's a chance that, she has a boyfriend. She could have put a nude picture up there. I mean, if she's that loose with the posting and doesn't know what's going up.
Oh, she knew what she was putting up. She realized how stupid she was in hindsight and has been told how stupid she was in hindsight and does not want to admit that to my wife and to me.
Would you like her to admit it? Would you feel better if she did admit that to you?
No, I know how dumb she is. I don't need her to confirm it.
She's not even that old,
in
right?
Fact,
I mean, she's
she's
like 60?
70.
Oh, she's 70.
2?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's 72.
I didn't know. I pictured her much younger.
No,
and
she's
hotter.
74 now.
Oh.
Yeah, 74.
You're pretty excited about that, aren't you?
I'm not excited about anything that deals with her. So, I mean, but to see the shit-eating grin on her face as she held up those cards thinking, I'm getting money, and it's just, man, you just can't make that shit up, can you?
No, so you haven't actually talked to her about this. Have you seen her at all? Has she been around the house since the last couple of weeks, since the last time we talked, or you haven't seen her?
No, but I did find out that she has another cruise booked in April for herself. So I'm very happy about that, to hear that news.
She's good. At least she's very steady with the vacations. I mean, yeah, she's got at least.
According to her, she's earned this. When we had the conversation with her about money a few months back.
Cutting
I don't know
back
if
her stipend.
Shared that story. Just that, all of our expenses are going up with the house, but she, is out, gallivanting. And
you pay for it. So people don't know, Brian is paying for her to live.
I subsidize it. Yeah. She pays $500 a month total for
And you got her living
rent.
on the beach, right?
What? No.
Oh, she's not?
She's in a condo, like
Sheldon?
a townhome that's, what's that?
I said, what is she, in a condo off Sheldon or something?
Exactly. Off Sheldon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that works. I had no idea, so I pictured her just really living the life on the beach and, you not being there every single.
And so she said, she's earned her vacations, and the only thing she needs to keep. So it's so funny because my wife made me have the conversation with her because I can stay rational. And Mike Thurgood with $20.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, buddy. I do have the nice. I will. Oh, I won the cute top monthly giveaway. He just needs a picture of me holding 2 forms of government issued ID. Well, first of all, Mike, you got to tell me what the prize is. If it's $10,000, you got it, dude. But
no, you won the $20. Now he's actually giving you the money up front.
Yeah,
now.
well, that's a part of the trick. You give them a little bit up front to earn their confidence. That's a part of the whole confidence scheme.
Mike, do you accept marijuana and library card identifications? I mean, or does it have to be the good stuff like the DL and the Social Security?
I think a marijuana medical card is a state issued ID. I think you're good with that.
I tried. I needed to pick up
Sammy from school.
No.
You doing it with your marijuana ID? No. I'm clearly her responsible father.
I needed something, man. I think it was Xanax. One of those controlled substances that you have to show your ID for. And I had lost my license. All I had was my marijuana ID, and they did not recognize that as an official form of identification. They wanted a real ID. So. That's the story with your mother-in-law, and I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, it's it's going to be exciting. I can't wait for her identity to be stolen. And what we did find out from it is she still hasn't changed her driver's license to reflect her new address. It had my address on it.
Oh, good. Well,
yeah, so that's good. So the scammers have that at least.
Well, listen, it's you could handle if someone scammed you for a little bit. I mean, I don't think it would happen for too long, but. Oh, look at that. Thank you very much, Xerxes. $69, $10 for my government ID fund. I actually need to get a new license. I haven't had my new address on it for over a year, and I know that's like...
you're supposed to do it within 30 days. And you've updated it with your insurance carrier, though, right?
I'm all good with the insurance. I just don't have...
Well, I would check and see. You're probably due for renewal here in the next couple of year or two, because if you're on the same schedule as me, given that we're the same age... And I imagine, did you become a licensed driver at the age of 16?
Oh yeah.
So I'm up in looks like 2026.
Hierarchy $100. Hierarchy's the man. I think he dropped 100 on Operation Pigmentation. Big supporter of.
So I expire in 2026. So okay. you may need to renew it anyway.
I think I'm 19 actually. I think I have to do it. Or no, not in 2019. That's when I got it. Yeah, I might be right.
Then
if
you're 19, if you renewed in 19, then you're good until 20. 28. Yeah, you're good until 28.
And by the way, let me just say this. You thought it was nice to open up, this show, this little romantic, show that we do. And then John Clark goes, this shit is worse than the regular show if that's possible. And I know it looks like he's been given the boot, but we don't like to deal with that fucking negativity and shit.
Well, why?
That's why it's just our little world that we like to kind of stay in.
That's why we do subscribers only. It really keeps the haters out.
I know. Fuck, dude. I hate when people are coming to bitch about something that absolutely nobody is forcing them to participate in.
Yeah,
but
it's bizarre.
But still, they have to get their negativity of their shitty life out on somebody, and I guess we'll take it for today, but today will be the last day that we'll take your shit.
Yeah, John Clark, I love you, man, and I hope you get help. I hope you get the help you need, clearly, because there's something going on in your world that's causing you to be a miserable SOB.
Jamie Flynn, I don't sit in Bubba's chair. I don't have access to the horn, and you're in here for free, and you already said you're broke, so just enjoy the show, okay? We don't need any negativity. I'm not doing Bubba's show. We're doing the Blizzard. Next thing we're getting on to, it's opening day today. You have season tickets for the Rays. They open up tomorrow. You don't have tickets for the opening day, do you?
No, I got a quarter season to the Rays, and that is not a part of my quarter.
When's your first game of the year?
Sunday.
Do you feel like, because opening day happened in Japan like 2 weeks ago?
That was stupid. They should never do that again.
I know.
That's idiotic, money grab. First of all, the Japanese will pay for a spring training game. You don't have to make it a real game. Like you gave away something you didn't have to, MLB, you idiots.
But here's the thing. This is kind of goes back to my question. Did they give away anything by having the Dodgers open up against the Cubs? Because I just feel like, and maybe this is just me kind of losing interest in baseball because my team is historically bad, but are we losing like the romanticism or the romance of opening day, or is it still there?
I think there's still an air there, especially if you're going to the game. There's something about being sprung around the country, and cutting out of work early because all the games are usually around 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Cutting out of work early, going down to the ballpark, having some beers with the boys. I think I still love it. If the Rays we're having a more normal opening day experience, that's the one game every season that I pretty much made every single year.
Did you wake up going, holy shit, it's opening day today? And I used to get a feeling, and I know this is probably just me, I don't get it anymore.
The feeling of going there, I think not going there, like right now, I don't have the same feeling. But actually attending, that feeling is still there.
So you don't have the feeling of like, man, I get 6 months of just fucking straight baseball, and that I'm so excited for that. And now I feel like, my life isn't lacking as much as it was before there was, my favorite team back in my life.
I will say I felt it more before, and I think you probably as well because you follow the NBA, but before I followed the NHL more thoroughly, I felt it more because it's like, a sport for me to be interested in. But because I'm so interested in
other sports,
NHL and other sports, baseball really takes a back seat for me until the Stanley Cup is over or my team's out. So it's not that same feeling because it's not filling a void. Like it used to be, college basketball's coming to an end, and I was watching that, and that was nice because then baseball was immediately there to continue this, so there wasn't a void because I've always been a big college basketball fan. But I think if you have that void, that it's a different feeling too. If you're only an NFL and MLB guy and you don't follow NBA or NHL or college sports, then you've gone since February without competitive sport to watch.
It's that's why I feel like opening day is so important because, okay, we watch opening day, we get into it. Ryan just said he's leaving work early to watch the game, most likely the Braves. Berto Perez, $20. Thank you very much. It's because you watch opening day, and then you can go back to watching the NCAA tournament or watching hockey, whatever it is, because that they still have 161 more games, and you'll get there in a month or so, and then you'll be locked into the season. That's why I thought opening day used to just. I like I said, this could just be me, but I just feel like it used to be a bigger deal. And I don't know, again, if it has to do with them opening up the season in Japan, which I totally understand when, you have some of your biggest superstars are Japanese. It makes sense to go over there and get all the money you can. I just feel like
You can get the money without making it a meaningful game. I just feel for the Cubs, who had to travel all the way out to Japan to get their ass kicked for 2 games and come back and start the season 0-2 before they literally went back to Arizona to play more spring training games.
I know.
It just doesn't make sense.
I know.
It should have been spring training over in Arizona. It should not have been in Japan. It should not have been an official game. The Japanese would have come out with the same fervor that they would have. You entice the teams financially to play their star players, act like it's a real game, but we're not going to count it against you. So pretend. Go out there, give us 3-4 solid innings of real baseball, and then we'll taper off from there, and the fans will be happy. But no, I don't like that. It doesn't diminish today. If I was going to the Rays opening, if they had an opening day, they pushed it back. Rays always play on opening day because they had a stadium and they were always home. That was the beauty of it.
Oh, yeah.
Because the MLB was guaranteed, even if the weather was crappy, everywhere else, they would have the Rays game to show. We will have a baseball game today. So the domed teams had that working for them. And part of that is the tradition. I mean, not every team gets to start out at home every season. They alternate. With it being the Rays and them being at the Trop, every single season they had opening day baseball there.
Yeah, because half the games are snowed out to start the season.
Right, snowed out. You get rain outs. I mean, you get all sorts of weather outs. So that part of it of always knowing that the Rays were going to be on opening day also, I think, added to it. But yeah, it does feel a little different this year, not having it on the actual opening day and also not attending it.
Okay, so we've got a little bitch in here named Bernie who's really fucking up my vibe, but keep him in here. He does not give a fuck about what we're talking about. So I want to get into something that I definitely know you'll care about, Bernie, is Brian, tell me about this break you were in last night. You were in some sort of 76-box basketball break for basketball cards. Yeah, that's right. We collect cards.
Yeah, so I haven't gotten into the break game. You actually talked me out of it. You said it's a dirty game and it's addictive and it's not...
the breaks, it just depends on who you break with, but it's a cash grab, and a lot of people don't care whether you get cards or not. We care when we were doing breaks if you guys ended up, with nothing. We felt bad about it. And we wanted to try to hook you guys up with stuff, but yeah, not in the real world. It's like a bet that you lose and you walk away with nothing.
So I stumbled on this break, and I'm a Palo fan. I like the Magic. I mean, obviously, being in Florida, we don't have, in Tampa, we don't really have a team to root for. So back in the heyday of Penny and Shaq and Horace Grant, the Magic were a team for us to root for here. I also like the Knicks when I was younger. Now I really don't have any loyalty to any team. I did like Mark Cuban, so when he was involved with the Mavericks, I cheered, and with Dirk and everything, I would cheer for them. I like LeBron, as a player, or liked him more as a player earlier on in his career, so I'd pull for them. But the Magic are a team that I've always, they're in Florida, so I support them.
But there's let's get it. There's a 76-box break Prism.
So yeah, it was 5-case Prism, 3 hobby boxes, and 2 fast break cases. 3 hobby cases and 2 fast break cases. A total of 76 boxes of cards. And the pricing so they broke it out with certain players. You could buy certain players that you would get every one of their cards through the 76 boxes. And then they had all the players that they didn't sell individually, they sold the rest of the team.
Okay.
So, for instance, Paulo was his own player. Tristan da Silva was his own player from the Magic, but everybody else was all the other Magic.
So, essentially, what teams did you have in the break?
So, I ended up getting 76 boxes, right? I ended up buying the Hawks, the Golden State Warriors, the rest of the Hawks, the rest of the Warriors, all of the Nets, all of the Magic with the exception of Tristan da Silva and Paolo Banchero.
So you didn't have Ricochet? Ricochet from Atlanta, the number 1 pick?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't have him. I think he's the only one. I don't think they sold Trae Young separately.
I hope not.
So I got those for about on average, I think it came to $170 a spot, which worked out to $2.20 per box.
What'd you shell out for the break? I mean, just a roundabout.
Just under $800, I think.
That's big time shit. Babyface texted me, and man, I think it was like 9 something.
I've never done this, by the way.
No, I know. That's why I'm bringing it up. To me, he texted me. He's like, I'm in a 76-box break. I got the Warriors, and I was like, oh my god, this is.
Well, yeah, you thought I was getting Seth's.
well, I was like, all right, you get a couple Steph Currys, you're good.
Steph's.
And then you're like, okay, well, I got the Magic too, and then you're like, I got the Hawks, and then you said I got New Jersey, and then I got a couple extra players over here. I just thought it was fucking. I thought it was great. I thought it was fun.
Well, it was fun. It's a one-time thing, and the reason I did it because
it's not a problem. Grouper Lip said he spent $800 man. We're just talking about it.
Well, it's not a problem. For me, it is because I don't like being wasteful with money. Purposefully wasteful, not as a part of like an experience. But to me, this kind of was an experience. I mean, 76 boxes. It's a lot of cards. It's a lot of opportunity to make money back. And even if I only got 30. $2 cards for the Nets. I mean, I lost what, $40. The Nets cost me $100, so I lost $40 on. It wasn't a high risk proposition given the volume. I mean, to paint the picture for you, most breaks are anywhere from 1 to 10 boxes. That 20 boxes on the high end. You may get a 20-box break on the high end. So to have a 76-box, this was a massive break. And the per-box cost for the teams and the player that I got was very low. And so it was the problem with it was a super long break. It started, they started teasing it and selling it and doing everything with it around 6:30 at night, and they were going well past 1 o'clock in the morning. So there was a lot of pauses in there. I wasn't thrilled with the way the breaker did it. I'm probably not going to buy into their breaks again because I don't know if they'll have anything like this again. But I wasn't, from what I saw, I wasn't disappointed in what I got.
So Captain Kurt reacts, goes, why do comments trigger you so easily? I mean, it's funny that you guys like to use trigger just because I respond to something, because this isn't normally a free podcast. And so what we have in here today, instead of having the tight-knit crew that likes our podcast, that makes it, one of the biggest podcasts that we have here, which I think is awesome. I never thought that. We just have to read a bunch of people bitching about what we talk about and how this fucking sucks and just making comments about it. And I don't know how that helps the show out at all. And to me, if nothing's helping us out and you're not adding to the conversation, then you're just taking away from it.
Well,
so either you need the attention or you need to be seen, and I would rather not give that to you. So when people come in with their bullshit, then I'm going to respond to it. I'm not going to act like I don't see it.
Well, Captain Kurt, you asked a question. He's responding and giving you an answer. So, that's all that it is. And it's just, Seth's a little more sensitive to it than I am, but we don't understand the mentality. And maybe you guys in chat who are the malcontents can shed some light on it. We don't understand listening and watching and giving. The most precious thing you have in this world is your time. Okay, you cannot get more of it. Once it's gone, it's gone. You use it and you lose it. And so to dedicate your time to engage with something and then constantly bitch and complain and moan about it, it's clear what our show is. And if this is your first time listening, welcome to the Blizzard. And if it's not, thanks for coming back. But if you hate it, you don't have to watch it. We don't need to see. We would rather just not listen, not watch, not subscribe, not download than to tell us how much we suck, because that's not constructive criticism. That's not hey, like your show, would think it'd be really cool if you guys also talked about this, or I really liked when you guys talked about this, can we get more of that type of content? That's constructive. Saying this is stupid and sure, and going, we've had people go the anti-Semitic route and all of that. It's just not necessary. But that's it. That's your talking to. That's your lecture for today.
Just even a comment of you just talking about what you spent on the break and going rich people problems. Nobody was saying it was a problem. We weren't saying that Brian was having an issue paying his rent because he was using $800 for that. It's the same way that people have been talking shit about Dr. Dan because Dr. Dan was admittedly down, looks depressed, and people are going, oh, he's fucking rich. Who cares? He just has a fucking leaky roof on his giant house. Well, fuck him. There's people with real problems. I don't know. That's a real problem where you live. If that's an issue, no matter if you're a millionaire, whether you have $5, you still feel real no fucking feelings. Now, I know that this is hard for a lot of people for you to hear because this is a show where we actually can admit that we have feelings. I know real men aren't supposed to do that, but I've just seen so much shit this week about people that are fucking mad at people that have money and all this other things. And yeah, whether you want to call it triggering or responding, I've just heard of enough of it.
Whoa, Neil Mount Plaisir, $200 for the Blizzard funds.
Thank you very much. So,
wow, that monologue you gave, Seth, Academy Award winning.
Was it? It was just off the top.
No, it was very nice.
Weez, by the way, said, Brian, did you end up with any autos or number cards?
Yeah, so I got so Golden State was good for me for the autos. I got TGJD, who's one of their young stars, and then what is it, Quentin
Post, rookie.
I got an auto out of 49 on Post, I believe.
There you go.
And you got to. Some of this was during fuzzy time, so I'm not exactly sure what I got. And my other complaint with the break is they went through it for it taking so long. They went through the cards so fast, not even verbalizing, just like this on the screen, flipping through it like you would counting money at the bank, and not acknowledging what card was even hit half the time. So it was difficult to know. I still don't know for sure everything I hit. I know I got like a Markelle Fultz white Prism Disco.
Yeah. Okay, baby.
One.
Next week we'll have all the cards. Hopefully Brian will get them quickly.
I'll bring them in and we can go over what I actually got. That'll be exciting to see. If I even have them by next week, we'll see.
I enjoy hearing from my friend that, he's doing high stakes things that, and he told me in the text when I woke up and I saw him, he's like, I regret this instantly. And then I was trying to pump him up and, you were getting up and you were getting down. And I was like, I got to go to a fucking bed here.
I regretted it instantly so much that I bought 3 more teams. Like an
is that what you call hedging your bets? Is like
I was hedging on that. Okay. I was like, these I can't. If I spent $400 and got nothing, I would. So I was like, if I buy 3 more teams, I mean, I'm gonna have essentially 1/10 of the teams that can be. I had 4. I'm sorry, I had 4. I had 4 of the 30. What 30? 30?
Yeah, I think it's 30 NBA teams.
So I had over one. I had a very good percentage of the team. So I'm like, there's no way with 4 teams. Now, if I only had the Magic and Paolo, there was a chance I couldn't hit anything. But I did hit a Paolo auto. I don't think it was not numbered. It was just a silver.
That's nice.
Yeah, silver Paolo auto, which I think last night they had one on eBay that was auctioning off. It was up to $91 with 23 bids left and like 10 minutes left when I looked it up. Because I was like, what are these going for? Because before I bought it, I wanted to be somewhat informed. And I was like, if a non-numbered Paulo auto is going for damn near $100 and I can get Paulo for about $200, if I hit a numbered one, I may be made.
Yeah.
So I was like, 76 boxes, I'll take that chance. And then the mistake I made was when I got the Magic, I didn't realize Tristan da Silva wasn't included in the.
And he's their rookie, and rookies sell separately because they're in such high demand, their cards. So
yeah,
that's why you would have to, that's why they take them apart for the Magic. But when you're selling 76 boxes and you got to make some fucking money, then that's the way that you have to do it.
But they didn't make. What I'm happy about is they didn't make the money off of me. I paid what I paid per box per team. You would never be able to get on a normal break. No way, no how, no chance. On the player, on the team, there's just no way. So from that standpoint, that's why I did it. Now, to the people saying, rich people problems. If I lose my $800, I'm not going to lament it. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to be a victim. I'm just not going to participate in a break like that again. If I I don't think I made money off of this. That's but
you did okay.
But I didn't lose my. I can sell the cards that I got and make most of my money back.
Dude, what? Let me just ask you this, and this is maybe I know the answer, maybe I don't. But what got you into cards?
As a kid, I was into it as a kid.
I know, but what got you back into it now?
Honestly, you were part of it, and then also, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because of my interest in sports, but Facebook started recommending videos for me, and it was card breaks and stuff, and I just got
sucked
into it. Yeah, watching it and just remembering the endorphin release that you get as a kid, taking that pack and opening it up and tearing it and pulling it back, and just the possibility of what was in there, of getting your favorite player, of getting a valuable card, of, I used to, when I was a kid, I always had jobs from a young age. So I used to sell comic books, sell bubble gum at school, sell porno mags.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Or is that just...
I brought them into school. I would
How'd you
sell
get them?
My neighbor was his father was a garbage man, and he would
What the fuck?
he would take the massive stacks of porn that he found and keep it in the family garage.
Okay, so he was going through the garbage.
Through the trash, yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't looking for it specifically. If he came across a box of stuff, he would keep it as the garbage man.
Oh, so it would be like a box put down by like the driveway, right? Like,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like digging through the trash, pulling out used porno mags.
Okay.
So there was a wide variety in there. I mean, that's probably why I'm a little bit of a pervert at this age, because at a very young age, I was exposed to a treasure trove of pornographic literature.
How much were you getting?
$10 a mag.
Damn.
I mean, they were hard to get when you were 12, 13 years old.
No, I mean, that's...
And there was, dial-up was a risky proposition as a child.
You had dial-up at 12?
Yeah. Yeah, net zero, man.
Really?
12, 13, yeah.
I don't think I knew about the internet till I was maybe 98.
Oh, no, we had dial-up. What was like AOL and net zero was like 95, 96?
I don't know.
95?
Maybe right around there.
So 13, yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And so I mowed lawns. I tutored a litany of jobs. I was after that cash, right? And I would go. I remember going into the shop and spending my hard-earned money. It was never my parent. Very rarely my parents have money to give me for it. So it was almost always my own money. And then pulling something out and being able to resell it immediately to the shop. DJ's Dugout, my buddy's store back in the day in Newport Richie there, and then either leave with $45. I turned $5 of selling bubble gum at school into $45 worth of cards. It was fun. It was fun, and coming back to that was always that brought me back into it for that chase that feeling. What about you?
Well, you were collecting. I mean, you were collecting little players for a while, but now I mean, you get some boxes from time to time. You'll do some breaks. I mean, you're fully in it right now. It's your hobby.
Yeah. It's probably my only hobby other than sports, and spending time with my family. So it's fun. It's a good distraction. There'll be weeks where I don't even open my phone and look at eBay, and then all of a sudden I'll just get a hair up my butt, and I'm like, let me
Start
check and
buying
see.
a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
No, it's that's what the fun part is, especially finding deals on eBay. Let me tell you what I did last night, and then I'll get off the card stuff. Somebody sent me. So my dad is getting triple bypass. Leave your jokes below. My dad's getting triple bypass tomorrow, and my brother wanted me to go grab him some cards that he could just open up when he's in recovery and shit. And he's got to be at the hospital for 5 days and everything. So my brother's like, "How much can I send you to get Dad some cards and to get me a couple Caleb Williams cards?" And I was like, I don't know, man. I just send whatever, and I can curate anything with any budget. So he sends me $100. He's like, "Can you get Dad cards, me Caleb Williams cards, and get yourself anything with that?" And I go, "I'll get you guys what you need. You don't have to let me get anything at all." Even though I would have liked to get, a little Donruss blaster, I said, I got it. So
you went to Target and got your dad 10 Bowman 21-22 basketball blasters that they have on sale for $9.99 right now.
I'm gonna get those Topps Easter eggs, baseball cards.
Those aren't bad though.
They're not.
You can get a couple little fun cards out of there.
My dad just likes opening them. He doesn't give a shit about.
But that's the thing, and that's why like the Topps and stuff is fun because it's $15. It's not life-changing money, or if you miss on that. But proceed. So you're gonna go get him some stuff.
So, yeah, I'm gonna get him some cards. But so I went on eBay and I was looking, what Caleb Williams cards I could buy. So you go and you see something you like, and then you favorite it, and then you either go look it later and see what it is compared to the other prices. Well, anyways, Brian, a guy sent me an offer for a card. He offered me $10 for a Caleb Williams card. I must have been sleeping, or
oh no, you accepted it?
No. He sent me an offer of $10.
Oh,
I countered his offer. $200.
Oh no.
And so I wake up to a message and it says, "Hey, I just wanted to make sure your bid was real before I accept it." And I was like, sometimes eBay sends out bids automatically and shit. So I was like, what? I was like, this guy, what the fuck's this guy talking about? I was like, I'm not worried about this. And then I went and I had saw that I sent an offer. The card was $15. He offered it to me for 10, and then I go, how about I give you 200? So
What the hell, Seth?
Brian, I don't know what kind of state I was in. I don't remember anything.
This is so we got to get Elon on this because clearly you were hacked. Something doesn't add up. This is just like the Houthi Yemen signal debacle.
This isn't the
first. Clearly, this could not have been you. You got, first of all, never accept blame, deflect, and blame everybody else and disparage them while you're doing it.
But could you imagine hitting a $200 charge hitting my account overnight because a guy?
Well, I think eBay would reverse that, right? They clearly you're not somebody that's got it for buy it now for $20 or whatever it is, and you hit that. Their eBay's going to reverse that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
I feel confident, especially given the volume of stuff that you do with eBay, that you would be able to get that canceled out.
Could you see why I'm horrified though? I have no idea how that happened. To send an offer, I would have to hit counter. I would have to type. I clearly typed 200, and then I would have to hit send. There's multiple buttons I have to press to send an offer like that.
Yeah.
So I don't. And again,
that's scary.
It's thank you.
Because I don't think you're offering $200 on any card right now.
No,
nonetheless.
No, not at all. I woke up and I just go, man, this is fucking really, really weird. And maybe I need to take eBay off my phone when I go to sleep.
Oh, I'm taking Fanatics Live app off my phone.
Okay.
I don't want to be tempted by the fruit of another,
Yeah, and you spent a bunch of money.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna get out, lose my $200 or $300 that I'm gonna lose on this, and then move on with life.
Hey, I
got a ton of Ben Simmons numbered, beautiful disco numbered cards. If any of you are gigantic Ben Simmons fans, which I heard we are number one with Ben Simmons fans in terms of podcasts on the BRN.
We are.
So if you want any of that action, hit me up.
I think Ben Simmons, right when he came in the league, I feel like he was dating a Kardashian. Maybe it was...
That sounds familiar.
Maybe it was Kendall Jenner or something like that. But yeah, Ben Simmons, a very polarizing guy, playing with the Clippers right now, and he's a free agent. I saw this story, and I'm not sure if you watched this movie. It's one of my favorites. Did you ever see What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, with the really fat mom, and Leonardo DiCaprio plays a mentally handicapped kid.
Yeah. He was really good. Well, I saw this headline. Corey Feldman claims Johnny Depp pushed him out of What's Eating Gilbert Grape by telling the producers that he was a junkie. And got him. I don't know if
wasn't he though?
I think so. I don't know if the trajectory of the movie would have changed if Corey Feldman was in it, because we did have Johnny Depp, we did have Leonardo DiCaprio with some sort of breakout
that was
performance.
DiCaprio's breakout role, right?
It had to be.
That was it for him. I mean, after obviously the Facts of Life or whatever he was on.
No, he was phenomenal on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was really. Didn't he win an award or something?
He had to. I mean, how could you not?
Yeah, I'm trying to see and look into that.
Are you looking to see if he won? I'm
gonna
an Oscar?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up and see what he won for that. But I imagine that had to be so. So was it the role that DiCaprio played in that Feldman was up for? I have to imagine, right?
I don't. Let's see. In a new podcast. Speaking of Billy Corgan on his podcast, Feldman claimed that he nearly portrayed Arnie. Yeah, he was supposed to be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Arnie.
I was actually cast to play DiCaprio's role. I never saw the film because I'm still bitter. Bitter leaf in that one. But yes, I was originally cast for that role. Billy Corgan said, "Did they push you out?" Johnny Depp pushed me out. He was cast after I was, and apparently whispered into the producer's ear that he wasn't fond of me and thought I was a junkie and that he didn't want to work with junkies. And this is the first time I've ever told the story. Isn't Johnny Depp on something? Was he like an alcohol guy or something?
Oh, Johnny Depp's an alcoholic.
Yeah, okay. So
a raging alcoholic.
He didn't want anybody taking the drugs or alcohol off the set, so he wanted to get... That's incredible. The movie never would have worked with Corey Feldman. Did you think Corey Feldman had that role in him, Brian?
No, absolutely not. That movie would have been dramatically different if they made that casting error.
That's something that only one of the greatest actresses of our generation could pull off.
Yeah,
I mean, especially he was so young when he did it.
Oh, it was pretty amazing. So it wasn't his first acting role in like a movie, but it definitely was his breakthrough. I mean, he was phenomenal in that. That movie was 93, dude.
Can
you imagine? It's been 32 years.
I know.
32.
I know. I listen to,
Time's a thief, man.
I listen to, a lot of 80s music, and when it comes up, she's got the look, or whatever that song may be, and then I go, wow, okay, this song's from the 80s. That's 15, 20 years ago.
45.
40 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's getting heavy.
That's heavy. It's getting kind of heavy.
I'm serious.
It's getting kind of heavy.
What, is that a song?
Yeah.
I don't know who sings it.
It's getting kind of heavy.
Is it getting hot in here, or it's getting heavy?
No. I think it's CNC Music Factory.
Okay. Hey, who do you think is the most Snap.
I got the power.
Okay.
It's getting kind of heavy.
Hey, who do you think's the most underrated rapper of all time?
Oh man, underrated?
Yeah. And I'll ask you just because I think it's Ludacris. I was listening to him on the way.
Yeah, I would put him up there, and I don't know that he's necessarily underrated, but I don't think he's properly rated is Busta Rhymes.
Okay, yeah.
His ability to spit and just so smoothly at such a fast rate of rapping, and I really have always been a Busta fan as well. But no, you're right. Ludacris's catalog is. I have Ludacris Radio on my Sirius XM, a channel that's just all songs around or related. That time for it's phenomenal. Listen,
no,
phenomenal.
He's great. He crafted every line very, very well. And I think he was a radio guy at some point.
Luda, DMX, Busta, some of my faves from the '90s.
Oh man, R.I.P. DMX, man.
R.I.P. all of them except Luda, right? No, Busta's still alive.
Yeah, what do you don't put anybody in the grave?
What is he doing?
He's fucking chilling. I think I just saw him at a club or something, performing just a short while ago. He got all jacked up lifting weights and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right, he did.
I wanted to say that when we talk about the incredible baseball salaries, which is what Shohei Ohtani, what did he get? Was it $700 million?
I think he's only earning $1 a year until he's retired, and then
deferred.
He gets all of his money.
And then Juan Soto signed. Did Juan Soto get the $700 million?
Juan Soto got that. Yeah.
Juan Soto. So now Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the next guy, and the Blue Jays just made another offer to him. He was looking for $600 million. The two sides were roughly $50 million apart, and it looks like they made another offer to him, which I'm guessing is probably not 600, but probably getting closer to it. Can you believe what the baseball salaries are these days?
The thing that's the most unbelievable about it is that it's fully guaranteed. I can understand absurdly huge contracts that have insurance policies built into it for the
voidable
team.
years, and it's incentive laden.
or they can voidable years and all that, and incentives and whatnot. But this is day one, signed your contract, 100% guaranteed. There is no scenario other than maybe raping a girl in the Dominican Republic that Juan Soto's does not get paid $765 million by the Mets. That is insane. That is crazy. That's just crazy.
The $1 billion contract's coming soon.
It is a 20-year $1 billion contract. We will see it.
I don't know who it is. Clearly it's got to be baseball. You don't think football can manufacture some sort of $1 billion deal?
Football won't do it because the player's longevity is just not. There's no safety in that.
Well,
right?
The cap too, the salary
and
cap,
the cap, and because they wouldn't. The contracts aren't fully guaranteed. The only place you'll see it is Major League Baseball, and we're heading on a crash course for it. This isn't something that's out of the realm. 15 years, $765 million. You add 5 more years onto that, he's $1 billion man.
Yeah, it's the Ted DiBiase, the $1 billion man.
Yeah,
we've all strived to be.
He should walk out there with the $1 billion belt and have his own little version of Virgil the Bat Boy take his stuff from him. I would have my own private Bat Boy that would walk up to the plate with me.
A private Bat Boy sounds incredibly like having a young boy with you.
It wouldn't be a young boy though. He'd be just of age.
Would he be a boy or would he be a man?
I would probably go with a midget. A dwarf, a little person. Whatever they prefer.
I don't think they prefer the M word at all.
I don't think.
I just so you know. I've talked to many.
Oh,
and
okay.
Some don't care, but some really don't. Some.
Yeah,
really
no,
don't.
it hits them deep. Look, I get it. That's a tough hand to be dealt in life.
Yeah. Well, they don't need tall people like us making it worse.
Right. And so I will honor and respect their wishes in that regard, but But yeah, it would be kind of cool to have, like Kid Rock used to do it, right? That Joe C. kid.
Yeah,
he wasn't quite a dwarf or whatever it is. He had a different medical condition.
Yeah.
But the guys do it with Hasbulla. It's fun to have that little sidekick around.
Oh man, Joe C. 3'9" with a 10-foot dick. Another guy, R.I.P. I'm so glad that I got to see him in 2000 at the Sun Dome, where everybody was allowed to smoke inside, and I got so sick that I threw up right after that concert. It was my first ever concert.
Oh really?
It was Kid Rock, Tantric and Fuel. And
that's a good lineup.
It was for back then. It was, it was big. I think I only gave a shit about, Kid Rock, but Kid Rock had the strippers on stage.
What was Tantric's? Was Headstrong?
That was
Headstrong.
Trapped. This is
Trapped.
I know the breakdown.
Oh yeah, everything's gonna shake down someday. I know the breakdown. Tell me again, am I awake now, baby? You can find a reason that no one else is living this way. Living this way.
That was great.
Yeah, it was good.
I was going to ask you about the fucking signal leak, but I mean, I feel like we should really just end on that tantric note, unless you wanted to give your thoughts on it. I guess the White House is saying it's a hoax now or something like that. I don't know exactly.
No,
I don't know what that means, but
you and I spoke about this briefly on the phone yesterday. Here's my real quick 30-second breakdown of it. Okay,
does this mean anything? Is it a big deal, or are we making it a big deal? Or is it just a deal that should be addressed?
It is a deal that should be addressed. It brings up issues that should be discussed. I'm not looking to earn political points or chastise people, blah, blah, blah. Mistakes happen. This is a pretty major mistake, especially for an administration that's running around talking about administering lie detector tests to every single person in the Department of Defense to determine who the leaks are. Well, maybe the leak is you all along.
Oh, no.
Maybe your incompetence and being reckless and haphazard is the reason why some of this stuff gets out, because you are not careful in what you do and who you surround yourself with. Now, in the instance of this, the biggest problem I have, the lying about it, the deflecting, and then blaming the journalist, like somehow he's the one who deserves your ire. Don't fall for it, MAGAs. Don't fall for it. MAGA Matroni coming to you today to give you this message.
Follow his lead, people.
Don't fall for that, man. The journalist did nothing. That's a red herring. I don't care that The Atlantic is a liberal rag, failing magazine. None of that matters. That is not the issue. The issue is not who they included in the leak, although that is a pretty significant issue.
Yes.
The issue is that they included somebody in a secure chat with... I know that people are splitting hairs about how detailed the information was that was shared. The bottom line is there was a timeline with loose description of targets and very specific description of weapons that were going to be used. In and of itself, an enemy could not do much with that. But assuming that this isn't the only bit of information that they got, this could be very significant as part of a piece of a larger puzzle that they would be putting together, because presumably they have some level of intelligence that there's going to be an attack coming against us. The U.S. is mad about something. They probably have an idea. These things generally don't come out completely out of the dark. This is how it happened. Like this Waltz guy is acting like he needs Elon Musk and all of his cronies to come in and help explain to him how. So real quick lesson in the alphabet. Seth, what letter comes after D in the alphabet?
E.
E. Very good. What is the vice president's name?
J.D. Vance.
J.D. Vance. What was the name of the reporter from The Atlantic who was inadvertently included in the signal chat?
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Close. Jeffrey Goldberg. J.E. So we had J.D. and then J.E. Can you think of any other name that is J.E. that would come in between J.D. and J.E. in somebody's contacts on their phone? No, you can't.
Okay,
because there isn't one. I'll save you the time. Jethro is with a T. That comes after F. So what I am positing to you is this moron didn't realize he already had J.D. Vance in the chat, so his name didn't come up, or did come up, but he accidentally clicked on the very next contact that he had, which was Jeffrey Goldberg. And that is how he was added to the signal chat. We don't need a congressional investigation on this. It's pretty easy.
Have you ever sent the wrong text to someone?
Yes.
And like Bubba brought up like we were talking shit about somebody and you send them that text.
I generally don't talk shit about a lot of people, so that specific instance has never happened to me. There was a time when my former marriage was ending where I may have texted somebody inadvertently.
A girlfriend.
Well, not a girlfriend per se, but we were on the outs. Anyways, that would be the only time that it happened, and it wasn't great. It ended up being perfect because it helped facilitate the end a little faster. But we were on our way. This was like not even the straw that broke the camel's back. It was just another straw that was piling onto the camel who was crippled on the ground.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And you added that straw though.
Yeah. At that point, we were throwing straws.
Oh yeah. Listen.
You reach a point in a relationship like that where the camel's back has been broken, but we're just dumping straw on that poor camel.
Oh, man, I did it one time, and this was when I was with the Lightning, and I was texting. Remember the kid that I worked with at the Chirp when I was working with the Lightning, like the younger dude? What was it like? I don't. Okay. Anyways, Brian's is looking something up right now.
No. I was going to respond to somebody, but it's not worth clearing up any details.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Basically, this young, he's like 21, 22 kid that I was working with at the time. While the Lightning were in the playoffs and there was everything like that. I was like, I think I said something around, I can't wait to see your tits or something like that.
To who? Who was it meant for?
It was meant for my wife. And
really?
I sent it to this real sweet kid that I worked with.
But it was a guy.
It was a guy.
That was a saving grace.
I guess that's true. But I said because I was texting with them both at the same time,
right? And that's how it happens.
Yeah. I wasn't, and so I just said, I texted him. I go, hey, dude. I said, please just delete that. I said, I did not obviously mean to send that to you, and and he's like, don't even worry about it, man. It's all gone. Which of course he fucking saw what it said. So that was what the time I got caught slipping.
So can I tell you the worst slip I've ever been a part of? It was not me. We had an employee. We had an employee group chat during COVID, and everybody on the team was on the group chat, and we had been texting that morning, and we got a text come through with a video, which wasn't unusual. People were sharing memes and videos and everything like that.
All the dumb shit they were doing at home.
Yeah, or funny shit from the internet or whatever. So I had my phone in my hand. I very quickly clicked on it. And it was one of our employees using a vibrating contraption on herself.
Could you see her face? I mean, you
no
saw
face,
okay.
Just the bottom part.
Was it like clinical?
The business end. It was not clinical. It was meant for a boyfriend.
Was there
20 seconds later, I get a text on my phone. Or from that group chat, it just says delete, 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 delete. Do not. By that I had already opened it.
Did you watch it from start to finish?
No, I shut it off. I did not.
Don't be naughty.
I did not watch it from start to finish, and I deleted it.
Now, so what? Does she still work for you?
No.
Oh, why'd you guys fire her?
We didn't fire her because of that.
She
left on her own accord.
What happened when she came back? Did anybody talk about it, or no?
We know it is never to this day. It has never been mentioned. Regina and I obviously joke about it and discuss it occasionally. I mean, in the moment, I call her up. I'm like, "What do we do about this?" And Regina goes, "What do we do about what?" And I go, "What?" And she goes, "It said delete. If nobody complains about it, I didn't see it. You didn't see it. None of us saw it. We're not going to talk about it ever." And we didn't. And it worked.
It's nice. It's nice to give somebody a free pass for what you know is a complete right. accident.
Yeah. I mean, it was work hours, but whatever.
Well, I mean, she could have recorded it during non-work hours. I mean,
right, but she's sending it. Listen, that's irrelevant. I'm not a micromanager like that.
Yeah, okay, jeez. I mean, what that we're not all working full 8-hour days at home. I just want to let you know that. You know there's a boss, right? I worked from home. I did 1 or 2 hours a day, take a fucking nap, come back, check my whatever the stupid app I was on, Teams, to see if anybody needed me, and then I'd fucking go for a walk or something. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, I don't work that job anymore. All right, so no reason to be hasty at me.
So anyways, yeah, that was probably the most egregious one that I've ever had happen.
And shout out to BTLS Iceland for joining. He's saying,
BTLS. I follow Wrexham. I'm excited as they try to get promoted to Championship League. And then I really don't have a specific club. I loosely follow the Premier League, AC Milan, because Pulisic is on the team and another American is on there. I'm not as huge of an international soccer or football fan as probably most, but I do dabble in it.
And it's baseball season right now. The most American.
Well, we're heading into the home stretch of the soccer season, the international soccer. Wrexham. Did you ever watch Welcome to Wrexham on Hulu or FX?
No, I've only seen
with Ryan Reynolds and the guy from It's Always Sunday in Philadelphia.
No, I've only seen Ted Lasso.
McElhaney. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's a documentary.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney purchased a struggling tier 3, tier 4 Welsh soccer team franchise, and with the goal of getting them into the Premier League. Like that, they are like the. So do you know how international soccer works with the tiers and the relegation and promotion?
I learned it through Ted Lasso, yeah. And
okay.
I think it's really something that baseball. There's a couple.
Every sport needs.
I think
it's awesome.
They need it. Yeah.
You want meritocracy. The Americans don't run sports the right way.
I agree.
Like the USF should be able to win their way into the SEC somehow. So anyways, phenomenal. They follow the trials and tribulations as they navigate financial issues, player personnel issues, running the program issues, sponsorship issues, field issues, everything that goes into running a soccer football program. And they have done a miraculous job. They've been promoted, I think, 3 seasons in a row, and they are on the door of, once they get to the Championship League, which is the league right below Premier League, that's when it starts getting real. The TV money gets pretty huge. And when they do, if they do get to the point where they're able to get to the Premier League, they will have to bring in other owners because their net worth is not enough to afford to play in that pool.
So are they following this team in real time? Is this
it's not. It's film documentary. So you will get it's quickly released after the season is over, but you get it after the results are known.
It's kind of like Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, a little longer than Hard Knocks. It's they release the series like once the season is already over.
So what does Ryan Reynolds do? Is he a producer? Is he?
He's an owner. And he's involved
owner.
in the day-to-day. Yeah, he's featured. Him and Rob are featured heavily in the documentary series.
Okay, that does sound cool.
It's a great watch.
All right.
I mean, great watch.
I like Ryan Reynolds. I like football.
They're both lovable characters in this, or people and humans, and it shows through. And just the way they live and die with it. And they've invested a lot of their own money. I mean, they took a huge risk, and it potentially could pay off to them to the tune of billions of dollars.
And where do they play?
They play in Wrexham. It's a city in Wales.
Wales, okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for. I got to get my Wrexham shirt going on.
Wrexham United. They sell out every game now. They play in an older, smaller stadium. It will be interesting to see what they do if they do make it to the Premier League. But they are right there. Championship is going to be tough for them to advance. I think it'll probably be 2 or 3 seasons until they can legitimately hope to compete in the championship level. But with the star power they have, I mean, the players know that they're going to get exposure being on that team.
Yeah, no, that's true. That sounds interesting. I will check that out, and I normally say that when anybody recommends a TV show, but I will actually do that one. Brian, Babyface with Trony, thank you very much. Great job today. Great game. Keep bringing everything that you bring to the show and to this one, and I appreciate it. Sorry I had to go off on a couple of comments today, but sometimes shit just needs to be addressed. Sometimes
it's well deserved, I
don't think people are aware, and it took me a long time. I don't think people are aware of that their comments, lean negative all the time, and they might even not be thinking that way, but that's just how it comes out because that's just where they're programmed to go. So it just gets a little old after a while.
It's definitely an indicator of it's not you, it's them. It's that sort of thing, it's an indicator that there's more going on in their life that's, it's unfortunate or whatever.
I know, but my buddy Internet Fred, who's going through fucking cancer, went to Mafia yesterday, found out that he's fucking going to be totally good now. And him and I have been going back and forth for months. And, everything's been cool. He hasn't been taking any of his, any of his sorrows or his fear or anything out on anybody else that I know of. So I guess just everybody's different. And, we would just like to have more of the constructive bitching if you guys are going to do it. I don't even want to call it criticism.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, constructive, hey, I like more of this, I like less of that. That's totally fine. We're not looking to suppress people's opinions or improvement of the show. It's just, if you're on something that's voluntary and all you're doing is complaining and moaning about what we're discussing, just go do something else with your time.
Yes.
Go fly a kite,
Or, stick your head in like a helicopter propeller or something like that.
Well, I'm not advocating anybody self-harm.
Whatever. I'm not advocating either. Definitely not advocating for that. Brian, thank you very much. And, we'll be back with another. Oh, you're off next week, right?
I am off next week.
All right. So we'll do 2 weeks in between the blizzard. Hopefully this was worth the wait.
Thank you.